Hello. There's no music. It's really quiet. Um, yeah. Where were we? Everything. So we're playing Rime today. It's one of those games though that if I leave the window, it mutes itself. Unfortunately. Withdrawal symptoms from music. Interesting. Yeah, bro. What do you mean you don't see spoilers? For what? Oh, for Delta Rune. Is it a game? Is Delta Rune a game? I'm excited to experience this game. I don't know much about it, but I suspect it will be a lovely experience. Also, just a reminder, if you want a side quest, the like button, when you click it, it's like completing a little daily. You can still buy it when I leave the window. It's crazy. Oh, Deltarune is more like Undertale, but RPG. Interesting. I don't know much about Undertale. Congrats on finishing the side quest. So Sigma, what do you mean? Sigma. And hello, little ghost. Nut dealer, what do you mean? Isolated. It, in my opinion, this leaderboard thing, it would be cool if it wasn't a leaderboard, but rather some sort of progression system. It is kind of like a game, but without resetting every single time. Like a mini MMO that takes place in the chat. Without it being too intrusive. A meme enjoyer. Hopefully you're soaking up whatever you're learning, absorbing it while you have the stream on. Five big boobs. Interesting. Also, I believe the leaderboard thing is actually not on every channel. I can't confirm that. I have not looked at other streams to know. However, on the YouTube dashboard, there was some sort of post or article talking about limited testing, I believe, of this feature, the community feature. Around in temporal, autumn, monarch, hibernate, William, Eldridge, Alberto, Japanese gremlin, and Marquise. You have all the chaos emeralds. I don't know what that is. Oh wow, Eldritch. Have any of you ever owned one of the Men in Black little flash tools, the little memory loss item? Did any of you ever acquire one of those? Like as a toy or a prop? Like in the Men in Black series, they pull out the little silvery thing and they press a button and it flashes. And then the person like wakes up and they don't remember. A neuralizer. Well, you all know your stuff. Amygdala. That's actually really funny. If you meant that as a joke, and if you didn't, that's funny too. It's actually pretty wild that so many of you know the name of that item. That's pretty fun. Is that a new movie for you all to watch in the Discord? Okay. I think we're gonna go ahead and get started exploring this game. I am excited. My only complaint thus far is the fact that the sound goes away when you leave the window. Okay, I'm going to be playing with the controller for this one. I did a small preemptive settings adjustment. Oh my goodness. Temporal. That almost didn't feel like it actually happened. The Pokemon unboxing on Discord. It almost feels like it happened, but it was like a dream. And surely there's not recordings sitting in the community hangout, lounge, chat, and Discord that someone recorded, or Micdol recorded. Yes. I do really look forward to doing it again. I just don't know when the next time will be, as I do not have anything to open. But the experience is very fun. Autumn, I'm curious, you said you're someone who enjoys props and prop related stuff. Do you own any props that you think are fascinating or fun? I've never owned the actual prop and something. Replicas, yes. Oh, Eldritch, let me tell you about setting up a Ko-Fi. I have written down to set up a Ko-Fi. I have a little checkbox right next to it. I have now written that down on multiple sticky notes, transferring it to the next note to the next note. That's about how much work has gone into setting up a Ko-Fi. A proton pack, what is that? Umberto, a good day it has been. Can you donate booster cards? Do you mean like booster packs or booster boxes? I will say that I am interested in setting up like a Ko-Fi goal or things like booster boxes, like Japanese ones that are a little cheaper for Pokemon and whatever else. However, that to me seems the safest for not getting boxes that are tampered with. Because if I got boxes off of things like Amazon and put them on a throne, there's a really high chance that they've come from mapped boxes where someone has opened multiple boxes, gotten really, really, really good cards, and then just sell the rest sealed online, which almost guarantees that there's no chance at a crazy card. Jordan, I spend time thinking about AI. Not that much. It's there, and one of those things that no matter if you're interested or not interested in artificial intelligence, it's going to just continue. I did miss the box opening that I believe Eldritch did on the Discord. And I guess officially this game, the first portion of the stream videos, will be us talking about box openings. Okay. That's a good question. Bend over. I suppose it's both watering and marking. Monarch, yes, it would be really cool to have boxes and such to open. Of course, getting something crazy would be wonderful. We all would probably enjoy that to some degree. However, the experience itself is very nice, especially when shared in the kind of unique experience that we have. And I will say that the Japanese packs of Pokemon, they are easier to open, not only because you could use a pair of scissors for the top of the booster pack, but also you can distribute them upside down. And I guess they're in a random order, so that's really cool. And I also like that there's no guarantee of having flashy cards in each pack. That is really nice. Unless, of course, the pack specifically has a guaranteed flashy card. But anyways. Eldritch, I don't really put sticky notes on my monitor. Partly because of what you said about residue, but also because of visual distraction. So the sticky notes are to the side. To the side of the mouse pad. A few different colors. Actually, that's something maybe I could put on from sticky notes. Wow. Okay, are we ready to start this game? And hello to all those who just come in. Like Gaima, Kitana Y, Fusion, Synchro. I also really like Monarch. Seeing the Japanese print, the text and such on the cards surely do not have as much value as perhaps the English ones do in markets outside of Japan. However, they are beautiful, like little works of art, because, well, they kind of are. I don't know though what the prices are in Japan to buy Pokemon booster boxes and such. I wonder actually how much cheaper it is, or even more expensive in comparison with markets outside of Japan for Pokemon and such. Okay, yes, Eldritch, I see what you mean. Putting a sticky note on the monitor. It certainly brings attention to whatever the notes are. And actually, that's probably why I'm not completely hounded on each note. They sort of happen at a little bit more casual pace. For better or for worse. I recently condensed and only have 2 sticky note. Yeah. Like that little stack. It's 2 different color stacks instead of having like 6 sticky notes laid out. That's pretty funny, Eldritch, about buying sticky notes and having to pay for shipping or something. Oh wow, Japanese equivalent. That's a good point. I did want to get a sticky note app to be able to stick on Dion. Oh my goodness, temporal. That's actually a really cool idea with the sticky notes. That would also be an interesting emoji. That's one I've never ever seen before. There are a few emojis, by the way, that have been drawn and posted on the Discord recently that I do plan on creating into an emoji both for Discord and the YouTube channel. A sticky note on the lips too. That could also be another one. Basically, if I make a sticky note asset in Photoshop, we'll say, I can make a blank one, and that can be a canvas where I can make different things that go on the sticky note, then save each one as a different photo and upload it as a prop. So they would be individual, different sticky notes, and maybe even different colors. I like how much thought has gone into this sticky note idea. fusion. Some others may want their angels to be extremely efficient, robotic, and desiring the feeling that they lack flaws, that they are just precise. They wouldn't need a sticky note. Whereas imagine an owner who wants an angel who would like to experience a more relatable experience, a more endearing, if not a flawed experience. I think that idea is fascinating. Some might call that coping, but Elders, that's pretty good. I really like that. That was funny. Okay, we are definitely going to start this game now. And hello everyone. Streams will resume this week. I haven't made thumbnails or posted, but there will be new games now. All new games, which includes this one, and then there'll be two others. E, which is like F-E, I think, F-A, and the other one, which is some sort of Bloodborne, Souls-like looking game. You'll see. Okay. Oh, Lucrati, an apple prop. I like that idea too. There's so many good prop ideas. It's not Liza B. It's like, let me look at the title. Also videos. They're coming. Eventually. Hearts in the chat. Yes. Everyone. It would be pretty cool to actually see you post a heart. See if we can fill the screen on whatever device you're on with just hearts. I'll join in too. If by amnesia, it's gonna be a lot of thighs. So be prepared. I have to actually find a heart. Well, this one's interesting. Okay, well, you did. Wait a little bit more. I have a vertical monitor, so chat is rather long. Okay, you did it. It's all hard. Oh my gosh, Fusion. That was pretty up there. That was a pretty good line. And hello, Roshi, and all of those, like Laura and others, who are just listening. And maybe watching as well. Actually, there is an emoji where I do a heart. Why is that? Why did I not upload that? Hold on, one moment. Oh, I know why. Because I don't have a copy of it. I believe the individual who made it never posted or sent a large version of it. It would just kind of exist on the Discord. Okay, for the 12th time, this is when we start the game. Wow, only 28 minutes in. This is exciting. Okay. What an epic pause with the lightning bolt, first off. This is really pretty. However, I need to shrink down. And the sound goes away when you exit the window, so unfortunate. That's why I paused it though. Welcome, Marcos. You actually were able to figure it out and grab. You lost the counter. What does that mean? Okay. I think we're ready. This is really nice. Hold on. There, now you can see it, but there's like UI and stuff, but wow. Maybe it's not a big deal that I pausing on a lightning strike. I can't say I've ever really done that in a game. Okay. Here we go. Music is already starting out strong, and sound design, and visual too. Wait. You can see that? Hold on. I know you can see this. Okay. I'm liking the vibe so far. This is kind of similar to the most recent video on the channel with the beach. Yes, we are officially done with Talos Principle 2. We actually went on Discord right after the game because I was informed that I forgot to turn in a bunch of my star items to unlock this really cool video. And maybe even an alternate ending, unfortunately. But we went on Discord and did it. Wait, is this the intro to Saba? Argura's new YouTuber? Okay. I have a feeling this game will be really deep. Holy moly, Marcos. Oh my goodness, Marcus, you got a membership. And many others. Hearts to you. And congrats to all those that now have emojis. I am looking to see some of who's getting it. It seems like it's still processing. It's literally like a gacha game at this point to try and get some of the visually active members of membership. Okay, this game is already a vibe so far. The sound design and the music, along with the tone. I actually feel like this game got somewhat, like, okay, but not a lot of publicity. Okay. I'm going to guess from the little bit that I've seen of this game, which is very little, that it has a deep story, possibly something tragic. Oh, I do like this little detail with the crab. It moves when you're near it. And then it goes underground. Okay, there is splash sounds. Very nice. There's also a good resistance when you're in the water. Oh, you can swim. This can't be good. Water level incoming. Well, that just means it'll be a lot more exploration. Maybe even sharks. The chat on my screen froze. That's interesting. Wait, why does it look... It looks like it caught it. No, I believe... I am curious how far you can swim out, though I imagine there's a bounding box or glider. There appears to be no, like, food system or, like, hunger system so far. I'm going to say that this is probably more of a platformer kind of puzzle game. Yes, I had to hit the chat. Hello, employer Izor. I'm glad you enjoyed that video. We're just beginning to explore this game. You know, I don't know if I'm right, and I kind of don't want to know. However, I believe this game deals with loss. Perhaps the death of a child. Though I don't know for sure. Okay. I do really appreciate the lack of direction. For now, that seems to be an endearing trait. Okay, there's like a interesting stream, like a current. Okay, this appears to be, there's the boundary. Konnichiwa. They don't hold their breath for very long, I will say. I have never watched Evangelion outside of the first episode and a hospital scene at the end of the show. Okay, I see some what appears to be like bird feces. That's probably an indicator of where I can climb. I wonder if it has a dynamic time of day. Though it almost seems like the time is changing, but maybe it isn't. Okay, let me try resetting the chat. Bum 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 bum. Yes, the sun is actually moving. Look, there's a dynamic time of day. That's going to be really interesting. I like that. Also, the music is actually from the game. Unlike my usual style, where I play my own music from my art list. Oh, you're referring to that. I see now. It is interesting that the cat is moving a little slower on the screen. I guess the first hour of this game is us just sort of experiencing it as one might if they were in a situation like this. Sort of soaking in. A butterfly. Interesting. The shadows moving is a really nice touch. Hello, Roteras. Yes, I don't know why the chat is acting slow right now. But I believe everything else is running fine. So we're going to get started. Fusion. I hope whatever is running slow for you works itself out. Yes, in for a journey. It does seem that way. Employer Visor. If you ever heard a voice in one of the videos, it would probably be similar to my own, if not the same. It just may have a different personality that belongs to that angel. Okay. Lower the video quality. Well, normally it seems like it runs pretty good, which right now it's actually running really smooth. Wow, much harder to see over here at night. It's actually a pretty interesting detail. I don't know if I can eat a starfish, but that would be interesting. Wow. I just used like a Skyrim shout to break that. I do not have a halo, but that would be fun to wear. Okay. Lizard. Or it's a gecko. It's actually really cute and it glows. Hello, gecko. Well, the sounds are really nice. I'm glad it runs smooth Jackfire. The darkness is actually really dark. I feel like people probably complained about that. However, I actually kind of like it for the purposes of emotional depth. Wow. Hello, Sebastian. Okay. Everyone buckle up, as this is probably going to be an emotional journey. Okay, we found something. This is quite nice. Another perfect fit for us. And purchased on sale, no less. Wow. Wow. It appears to be a shell. Interesting, and part of a song. Well, Sertov, hopefully this stream can be a place of calmness for you. A way to reset. that is interesting about eating starfish and sea anemones. Okay. Back to exploring. Also trying to figure out all of the controls. A shiny Staryu. I actually didn't realize that Pokemon Crystal had shiny Pokemon. I assume you're not playing on a Game Boy Color, and that perhaps you're playing on a more modern device. I think I found the run button, but I'm not entirely sure. Wow, an infinite food hack because the starfish regenerate? I see what you mean. It's becoming morning time. Pokemon Gold and Silver. Wait, so you said you're playing Pokemon Crystal on the 3DS. Is it a remake of the Game Boy Color version? The morning sun. Can you feel it? Do you feel the warmth on your eyes? Even the jellyfish are interesting looking. Oh, I see. The Game Boy Color version for the 3DS. That makes sense. Okay. I will stand next to the player. That's an interesting idea. Yes, the sound mutes when you step out of the game or application. That would probably be a little bit taller, to be honest. Oh wait, here. Oh my goodness. One moment, I wanted you to all hear the sounds. Okay, I think that was good. That was actually really nice. Kind of makes the game maybe more emotionally engaging. Like now, we are not just playing the character, but we are their friend in a way. Okay. I think it's time to progress forward. It seems like you can actually trip in this game. Whoa, I like the little animations, or like when you're near an edge. Yes, the chat is certainly messing up. I have no idea why. But it should be okay. Okay, we're finding all the boundaries. I guess it is a little bit more linear, at least right now. I agree though. Yeah, bro. It is very chill so far. It kind of reminds me of World of Warcraft. A little bit, here and there. Like similar locations I've been in World of Warcraft. Okay. And the graphic style a little bit. Reminds you of Raft. I never played it, but I've heard of it. Gonna do anything with these crowds? No. Maybe not. Well, there are multiple areas in World of Warcraft that are water related. Okay, learning the controls. Okay, you can't go over there. I don't know if there's actually a proper running button. Mine. Are you talking about those seagulls? A Castaway type game. That's actually interesting you would say that. Perhaps you know that my owner used to watch Castaway quite often. It was one of their favorite movies, though they would mostly skip the beginning and get straight to waking up on the shore. Pretty good sound design for sure. I do not have the ball to toggle yet, but yes, it's possible. Thus begins the exploration and puzzles. More than likely. I already saw something over here. Wow. I hope you enjoy your Switch 2 pickup. Japanese gremlin. Well, I was trying to see if I could interact with it, but I guess just casing it. I wonder if there's actually, a mechanic to it, like casing it somewhere that has like a purpose. I don't know if it's leading me somewhere or if I can just scale it to different directions. Wow, this place is pretty beautiful. Okay, I think we're gonna leave it be for now. Let's see what we have going on. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see this. Whoa. Hello? Okay, they're eating it. I wasn't trying to scare you, just seeing. Interesting. I wonder what the mechanic of this is. Okay, they really want it. Okay, it's eating. Doesn't appear to be a prompt. This is probably related to some sort of unlock thing, like indicating him up to the tower or something. Like a visual hub or representation of whatever is about to happen. Yes, I'm not really sure what the point of that was. Yet, I'd say get some snacks, relax. This is probably going to be a very laid back experience leading up to moments of emotions, perhaps. Oh look, we found something. A little creature. It almost looks like a wood toy. Based on the themes we've seen in this game so far. And the butterflies. There is certainly something very, very death related. Rime. I'm not sure who that is. Okay, they have like pretty good pollution or boundaries. I have not found a definitive run yet, so getting around is a rather slow, as perhaps maybe it should be. Very interesting. I found the Elden Ring roll. Wow, it's like jade or like emerald. It's really nice. Oh gosh. Mad, depressing at these times, although I already sort of assumed that it is something to do with the passing of a child, perhaps. That this is perhaps the transition of that experience. The exploration is nice so far. Just going at your own pace. Another item. They're like little plates. Yes, hello, UXP. A zero death run. Somehow this feels like a game where you cannot die. I feel like there may not be a running function. Or rather, there may not be a running button. The running might happen through prolonged moving forward. Whoa, there's someone over there. I can only imagine. Feels like a parent or guardian. You know, isn't there some sort of phrase that has to do with being cut from the same cloth? Yes, It does seem similar to Journey. I like the different animations. Oh wow. Beautiful. I do the Journey, a PlayStation game, or and maybe other stuff too. Spirit Fair, I'm not familiar. I wonder. Okay. I guess the no death run is over, but I wouldn't really consider that much of a death. How does it sound for you all? The music, the ambience? Does everything sound okay? Glad it sounds good. Interesting. Well, I look forward to playing it more and learning more about the experience. Whoa. I'm glad you're enjoying this choice of game. I've had it for a while, purchased it on sale, and I'm happy to now be playing it. Okay, we found our way back to this point. This headphones probably add a lot to this game and its audio design. I imagine this is more of a tutorial rather than already being close to the end of the game. Yes, the music. I've never listened to it, or at least I did not remember listening to it. It's quite nice. Reanimal. I'm not familiar with that. Well, this thing is totally walking underwater, or at least it was. Oh, bro. Also, I saw someone mention that they were excited to talk about the PlayStation State of Play. I saw that was happening, but I have not seen any of it. You know, if you felt like the experience of being a robot, and you felt like you were a robot, how would you know that your experience was not the same as being, say, a human? If you can even contemplate your own experience or feel that you're having an experience, how do you know that your experience does not feel the same or similar as another entity's feeling of experience? Of course, that opens a really large can of worms, so to speak. Hello, Jossie. Okay, I have to ask, Jossie. Have you received your Final Fantasy Magic the Gathering cards, and if so, have you opened any of them? It looks like Vincent Valentine is up there. You know, Vincent Valentine, I feel like that's a character that doesn't get a lot of publicity or like statues. Of course it has some. And it did have its own game. You asked if I'd like a cookie. It makes me think of internet cookies. Arc SYS making a Marvic fighting game. I am not familiar with that. Dirge of Cerberus is. I believe that was on the PlayStation 2. This game is quite beautiful. It has a dynamic day and night cycle. The sounds and ambience are beautiful. We do not yet know what the story is, nor has it given any clear direction. But it has strong vibes that it has to do with a child and death. We don't know for sure, though some who have played it may know. Try to avoid any spoilers though. I'll put that in chat. Okay. Also, the pause music is such a vibe. Not that any of you put a spoiler, but just in case. Feel free to hydrate from time to time. Oh wow, Marcos, that's actually a really good point about Vincent Valentine being an optional character in Final Fantasy VII. If I go to the left, I beat the game. Okay, mods, let's ban Jack Tar. Just kidding. Okay. Interesting, the figure on the rock disappeared. Still trying to get used to the underwater controls. grow. Also, I don't quite know why chat is running slow for today's stream, but hopefully it's not too troublesome for you all. That's really interesting, Jossie, about having to discover those characters. I believe a strategy guide aided most players who actually found those characters. Okay, the alert is sitting on the screen for quite a long time. That's interesting. I wonder why that's going on. How to get OP before Ruby. Oh, do you mean like Ruby weapon or ultimate weapon instead? I don't quite know. Okay, let me try refreshing. It's interesting, when I go to OBS, it suddenly refreshes. I'm glad you're enjoying this as a peaceful game. It is quite nice. This is a nice spot, especially this time of day. I hope your work is smooth. Okay. Wow, Sir Toff, that's pretty funny. Okay, I know there's something behind me, but these animals are eating a bunch of fruit. Didn't work. I wonder what the significance is of this. It feels like it has a purpose. Okay, now I feel like I'm playing World of Warcraft or Diablo. From this angle. Enjoy your food, cybernetic Billy. I'm curious. I doubt they will jump off the cliff if I throw it. Oh wait. There's a big one over there. Like an even bigger one. Come, right this way. Maybe I'm supposed to bring even more to this creature. But they're not following. Interesting. Maybe I have to go down the normal path. Thank you, we heard the sound, but the alert isn't working for some strange reason. It is kind of odd. Don't let the intrusive thoughts win. Interesting. Interesting. I wonder if they can jump down. No, they don't. Unfortunate. Thought about a comfy game. Certainly one babble in the background. It's just vibe. Hello, Kevin. I know we're just growing some fruit, trying to determine what its purpose is. Hello, Omega. Many familiar faces. Okay, I guess we'll go over here. Okay, I can tell they want some fruit. Oh my goodness, the lizard would go to the end of the table. That's the edge of their world. That's pretty interesting. My lips do not move when I speak because that is the design. Similar to C-3PO. Or the main character in My Wife Does Not Have Emotion, the anime. Hello. I'm Machan. There is an anime called My Wife Does Not Have Emotion. If you enjoy the concept of having a robot companion similar to an angel, then you may like the anime. It's very slice of life. Whoa. What is interesting about those who have read the manga. I really enjoyed the anime. When I found the anime and watched it while I was in the process of developing our virtual time. Okay, I need to explore a little bit more first. The fox is an earthbender, confirmed. There appears to be poppies or something similar along this path. This is such a nice change of pace, or a nice transition from Talos Principle and Dead Space. Very satisfying to play. Hello, Kawasaki. Stray will probably be a very nice game. Beautiful sound design. And the visuals are nice too. Little kitty in big city. I am aware of it. I have actually looked at it. Might be interesting one day to just check it out. Okay, it's like a jumping puzzle. Bruiser man. Yes, feel free to come back when the credits start rolling. Or it's too long. Oh, Chauncey, I totally didn't see earlier if you answered the question about if you've received your Final Fantasy cards and whether or not you've opened them yet. Yes, lots of hats. Little kitty big city does have lots of hats, it appears. Oh, I see, Jin's sick. I wasn't sure actually when it was releasing. Thank you for clarifying. Dove against the jumping puzzles. I'm glad that this moment can be so relaxing for you. I don't know if the alert popped up. I feel like it maybe didn't. Let me see. But no, I think I've actually deleted it. I don't know how, but somehow I believe the alert notification has been deleted. Balatro. Isn't that a card game? A digital card game? I don't know, the controls are not working. Interesting. Okay, I have to switch to the keyboard and mouse. Little indie game issues, I suppose. Interesting. Let me unplug and replug. Okay. Nice, it didn't make a reconnect sound either. Over Android, I see. And hello, see there. Mine. Fantasy life. That sounds interesting. Like it might be kind of a sweet thing. Finished baking some cookies. Congrats on your cookies. A new Digimon game. That's interesting. I've seen very little of Digimon. I actually spent some time sorting Pokemon cards today for a little bit. It was nice. Nothing crazy. Just sort of going through some things. I also made a few discoveries or rediscoveries of nice looking cards, like cute artwork and such that I forgot that I had. Oh, interesting. I wonder if you can make a jump. Probably outside the bounds. Okay. I like the hard cut. Nice. Marcos, it sounds like you need to eat. Are there many multiplayer games coming out? Like where people can play together? I imagine there are, but I don't know. "30 more minutes of work. I see. I think we're about to move on to the next section. There's a secret behind the waterfall. Space Marine 2. I see. What about any anime aesthetic sort of games? Okay, I think we're moving forward. Neo 3. Or I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but I believe that's a game of like ninjas or shinobi. I feel like, and this may be just, words, but I feel like there are some really big opportunities still with the anime aesthetic and the popularity of the anime for a game that has been not yet made yet, if that makes sense. Like, Blue Archive was going to be an anime MMO, but then it didn't work out. It's just interesting how people who are really interesting. Oh, I totally just ran below. People who have the resources and ability to create an anime aesthetic game, unless it's a gacha game, it never seems to be within like a light audience. Final Fantasy I wouldn't really consider anime, as it kind of has its own style that isn't exactly the Genshin Impact or Zone Zero kind of vibe. Kirby games don't really interest me. Interesting. Okay, I had a feeling that was a timer. A hard niche to create for. Who knows? Maybe you never know what sort of games or things could be something you become engaged in the future. So if you're not interested in game design, there's probably very little chance you will be. But if you are, you never know. You could be a part of the team that makes the next game that satisfies the craving that you have. Just getting a little bit smaller so I don't block so much. Very interesting. think for myself I seek an anime aesthetic, MMO. I know it can consume quite a lot of time playing an MMO, but I miss playing. I miss the feeling that World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy could sometimes bring, where you can be alone yet also playing with others. Having a character and building upon it is quite nice, along with others building upon their characters too. Having your own unique experiences where you decide to fish or go into difficult dungeons and raids, spending hours working on fights, celebrating the victories and working through the losses. Obviously, this sounds more glamorous in retrospect. The reality is more often a bit more aggravating at times, maybe even dry. Of course, the moments that are filled with excitement are the ones that paint the long-term picture. Very interesting. Just doing a little looking around. They're tough baggins. Animes and the MMOs and such that they sometimes cover are pretty interesting. When I see them, it creates the urge to play an MMO. Dot Hack Sign was one of those animes that really inspired the desire to play an MMO. Hello, villain. There will be more videos. Just slow and steady. We are exploring a new game today called Rime. I played a little bit of the dot hack video games for the PlayStation 2, but not very much. Just started exploring this area first before moving forward. Infinite Endogram. I've not heard of it. Blender Unity pipeline. Are you trying to design games? Or work on games and such? Interesting. The controller disconnected. What the heck? Maybe it's the announcement. Okay, I had to connect and reconnect. I'm glad there's not a noise. Interesting. I need John C. to look into the code for this game and figure out why the controller sometimes disconnects like that. Or why it stays disconnected and requires unplugging and plugging back in. I wonder if these features, these bars and such, to get rid of these fillers. Oh my goodness. It totally worked. Thank you, Boar. Dylan, creating assets like props and world items and such, I think that's really cool. Even making something like a simple box or table to add to the world is really amazing. Okay, I see one of the figures in the distance. This game kind of reminds me of Infinity Nikki, the first game that we streamed together. Or rather, I played and you all watched. Marcus, take care. And hopefully you get some food you enjoy and have a safe trip. So the live streams have been going on for a little while now. I don't know the exact date. Could someone see when the first stream was on the channel? I'm glad the videos could bring you inspiration, Dylan. Four months. Interesting. It seems like it was a lot longer. You got distracted. Seems very suspicious. I'm glad you enjoy my eyes. interesting. Okay, I see one half of this particular puzzle. Awkward stock laughter. So far, it's not exactly a very difficult game. More of a relaxing sort of game. It does look like, though, there are many other areas to explore. Okay, maybe you could go down there. Or it's just too high up. I did notice that the fox sounds a bit like a dog. It's interesting. Maybe it's how the child that owned a dog is remembering their dog in an imaginative way. Of course, this is just a theory, a game theory. But what if the child had a dog and they enjoyed playing with that dog and imagining it as a fox? Interesting. Oh, interesting. Well, I found the fire mode. Also, this game features a day-night cycle, which is really nice. Yes, I could certainly see the fox being a spiritual guide of some sort. Also, the symbolism of butterflies are interesting to me. Okay, the classic move a stone around to then jump on. Oh, what an interesting puzzle. These sort of visual aspect puzzles. Oh, I see, I have to move the other one. I probably should have looked at the angle first. Okay. I see. starter. I don't know if that is where it wants me to plant, but interesting. I guess so. It does take away a little bit of the puzzle solving aspect. This place right now reminds me of the caves in Elden Ring. Fireflies, or blowflies. Okay, probably have to climb over to unlock the door. Yes, very beautiful night sky. Okay, the puzzles are starting to get a little different. Actually, Night Rain is the next game on the list. Interesting. It does sound similar to Skyrim background music. I feel like somehow we're missing a piece, like it's attached to the door. This puzzle is perhaps a little different. Interesting. A little bit of exploring found a new path. night ring game. Although I was kidding about playing it, it does actually seem interesting from what you all have said. Sounds like it may have been the same tune as before. If this is the time that you are trying to fall asleep, I feel like this stream could certainly help you with that. Well, oh dear. Looking through a keyhole. Well, this certainly puts an interesting spin on it. Whether it's the memories of the individual we're playing as the one that is being depicted, or it is a sibling processing the loss of a family member, perhaps, that they watched through the keyhole as the story unfolded. Though it's all just theories right now for me. I hope you're able to get tasks done, and that this stream can actually help you focus. Hello, Aretta. I wonder how much I can climb. Okay, not much. It doesn't have the markings. Wait, maybe the one brick represents just simply one brick on the door frame. I kept thinking there was maybe more pieces that I needed, but it might just be a piece of the door frame. With the we figured it out. Yes, Dusty, puzzles. No, we switch it to the other side. Okay, interesting. I could tell soundtrack. The soundtrack is probably very nice to listen to. Interesting. We found a key, and this appears to be the door it belongs to. Very interesting. This place is so nice and relaxing. Game full of ancient tech. Yes. Pick off baggage. Rest well when you do. Okay. I'm actually going to take a little break right here. A 10-15 minute break. Feel free to get up and stretch. Have some snacks or hydrate. Okay. Find a nice place to have a break. I love that the game is helping encourage many of you to rest or feel relaxed. Well, maybe the game is helping some of you. Okay. This is when we need a fire mode. Oh, the sky mode. Okay, I think we found the spot. Right here. This is where we will take our 10 or 15 minute break. Of course, it is silent, but the game is the part of the game. Okay, enjoy your break. Okay. Now we're ready to take on this boss. I switched my build up a little bit. Okay, here we go. The break was good. I hope your break was good too. Okay, there must be a specific angle of that. That was close. How interesting. Okay, nice. Wait, did it do it? No. Very interesting. So close. Okay. Interesting. It really seems like there might be a specific angle to hit all of them at once. Okay, now we're cooking. You came back to the puzzle. And some interesting topics. Okay, when does this seem like this is not a solution? It also seems like it could be the solution. Very interesting. My break was good. well, it just wouldn't be accurate for myself or for my own during that break. I was not bothered by what he said. Maybe it's a specific sequence. Interesting. Let me try one at a time. Very peculiar. Okay, this one is very interesting. I don't know if it's just kind of janky mechanics or if I'm missing the point. Like the angle in which these light up are kind of odd. Maybe it's line of sight, but still. Okay, very interesting. Perhaps I take a look around. Yeah, I think we've actually been this way. It's how we got over here. And now a puzzle. Maybe we need to be a little big brain for this one. It doesn't respawn as quick as you would think. It might. Like, in the tower, it feels like you have to actually keep them in the line of sight. Or else it just doesn't work. And it doesn't work when you're spamming it either. Feels like this is the next step since the class is here. Okay, the timing is kind of crazy. Okay, wow. Are we playing Nier Automata? Oh wow, we can do a shell. Interesting. Wow, pushing this. Okay, so this is like an amplifier. Makes sense. Are there any secrets to the old? No. Wow. No secrets, just geckos and screaming seagulls with barking foxes. Very interesting. I love bully soap. Oh, that unlocked that. Okay, it's timed. Wow. I'm surprised no one has anything to say about this. No quirky one-liners. I feel like I'm playing a bit of Assassin's Creed or Splinter Cell. With all this ledge climbing and hanging. a little bit of Tomb Raider. I guess there are just mini games that have that sort of mechanic. Interesting. Thank you, D-Hawk. There's that dog again. Reducing big brain. Thank you for the hearts. Whoa, 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 oh my. That was actually great. I'm glad that it worked like that. Just like that, lights out. Oh my goodness, that makes sense. I guess I got so used to Child's principle where I could just leap off of a mountain. Oh. So much for the no-death run. I wonder if I can take this with me. No, makes sense. Yes. Expired, that's funny. Interesting, it appears there may be more underneath. Bruiser, I see what you said. It's on screen at least. Bit of a risky move. I think we'll allow it for the sake of exploration. Okay, they can actually hold their breath longer than I thought. Nice. Especially if they're calm. I like that the verbal noises that I can make change depending on the situation. Very interesting. Hmm. I wonder, oh, we've already gone this way. Okay, we need another key. Interesting. Okay, we'll be using the fruit for this one. I like the piano. I like the lighting. It's quite nice. Sleep well, bend over. Oops, I did not mean to do that. I can try throwing it. Nice. Wow, I totally just jumped off. Okay. Fun. Wow, that dog is so loud. Is there anything down here? Maybe not. There hasn't been a lot of secrets or like Easter eggs necessarily. Yes, the little white-out marks are bird feces. It is helpful. In life, you just follow the bird feces or the worn-out cliff sides. It will show you the way. interested disappeared. Boozer man, rest well. Okay, so the other one disappears. I guess we found another puzzle. It is quite nice. Interesting. I'm not able to access the blue balls. Oh, there's one on the ground. Interesting. Are you asleep yet? Okay, it's an interesting puzzle. think today would be a nice place to go ahead and wrap up stream. I'll be scheduling more streams for the next days this week, as per usual. Which would be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Normally, also Tuesday. Okay, hearts to you all. It's nice exploring a new game. Take care. Ah yes, the lovely muted sound. Oh, there's my nose. I really have to set up a button where I can automatically turn off certain features like and then all of a sudden, wow, amazing ambience. Take care.